There were moments I felt helpless, like the world was closing in. Every answer seemed so distant, every battle hard to win. I have watched my own reflection, question everything I knew, wondering if I was strong enough to make it through. 弱さばかり見えてしまう、そんな日もあるけれど Deep inside the human heart there's something beautiful, something that refuses to let go. We seem fragile on the surface, like a candle in the wind. 人は弱いようで stronger than they seem. Every time we're knocked down, we find a way to stand. 何度でも立ち上がる That's what makes us human. I've seen people lose their way and still find the strength to smile. I've seen hearts that were shattered walk another mile. The strongest souls aren't fearless, they've simply learned to stay. Even when the storm keeps raging, they choose another day. 涙を流しながらも前へ進むその姿は More powerful than mountains, more beautiful than gold. Because courage isn't loud, it's refusing to let go. We seem fragile on the surface, like a candle in the wind. 人は弱いようで stronger than they seem. Every scar becomes a lesson, every wound becomes a guide. 苦しみを越えながら We discover what's inside. When the night feels never ending and your hope is running low, when your heart is tired of fighting, you know where feels like home. 忘れないで The ocean is made of droplets, the forest starts with seeds, and the strongest human spirit is built through unseen deeds. Not because life is easy, not because pain disappears, but because we keep moving forward through the years. We seem fragile on the surface, yet there's fire deep within. 人は弱いようだ stronger than they've been. Every failure leaves a footprint, every struggle leaves a light. 転んだ数だけきっと You learn how to rise. The world may try to break you, the road may test your soul, but the heart of a human being is stronger than we know. 弱さがあるからこそ We learn to become strong. 傷つくことがあるから We learn to carry on. And every time we think we're finished, we find a little more than we ever thought we had before. I've stood at the edge of giving up with nothing left to say. Watch my hopes grow tired and heavy at the end of a long day. The mountains seem much higher than when I first began, and every voice inside me whispered, maybe this is where it ends. 立ち止まりそうな夜も何度もあったけれど A quiet thought kept finding me again and again. One more step, that's what I tell myself. もう一歩 even when I doubt myself. The finish line may still be far, but I don't need it now. 今一番大切なのは The step I'm taking somehow. I've learned the strength is not a lightning that suddenly appears. It's built inside the little moments when hesitate. Too long in the same place. Wasu the strongest trees keep growing, one ring at a time. The brightest stars keep burning, one night at a time. And every great achievement was once a tiny stride. One more step, that's how the story goes. That's how the future grows. You don't have to conquer everything, you don't have to know it all. Answer the call. Every step becomes a memory, every step becomes a light, and every step you're brave enough to take brings your dream in sight. When you're tired, when you're scared, when nobody sees, because the most important moment has never been yesterday, and it's never been tomorrow. It's right here today. Today.
People talk about luck like it falls from the sky, like some are chosen and some are left behind. Maybe chance exists, maybe fate plays a role, but I've learned something different watching the years unfold. Every door that opened, every dream that came alive, found me already moving, already in the fight. I believe in luck, I really do, but the harder I work, the more it seems to find me too. Every late night, every sacrifice, every step I take changes the odds of my life. Oh, は待つものじゃない、いつか見に行くものだ。I used to stare at distant stars, hoping they would fall, waiting for the perfect moment to answer every call, but the perfect moment never came, so I began instead. One small action every day, one more step ahead. The world calls it lucky when preparation meets a chance, but nobody sees the countless days before the circumstance. I believe in luck, but effort gives a shape, because opportunity appears for those that stay awake. 諦めない人に風は吹くんだ。 One more hour, one more page, one more reason to stay brave. The seeds beneath the surface are growing out of sight, and one day they'll break through into the light. Maybe luck is simply this, being ready when life finally knocks off. Keep showing up even when nobody sees. Keep building in the shadows, keep planting future seeds. 信じてる今日の努力が明日の奇跡になることを。And when the breakthrough finally comes, people may call it fate, but I remember every morning that helped create that day. I believe in luck more than ever now, because the harder I work, the luckier I become. 一歩ずつ夢の方へ Already in motion, already becoming. The road is long, the climb is steep. Some dreams are harder than they seem. There will be days you question why, and nights you stare into the sky. But don't let hardship change your heart, don't let the struggle pull apart the gentle light you carry inside, the reason you began this ride. Work hard for what you believe, give more than you're asked to give. And when the world becomes too loud, hold on to kindness somehow. 頑張れ、でも優しさを忘れるな。Because the strongest people I've known never walk this road alone. Keep your heart kind. Keep your hands moving, keep your eyes on the future and your soul in the moment. One day you'll look around and realize how far you've come, not only because you work so hard, but because of who you've become. I've seen talented people fall and humble hearts rise through it all. I've seen doors open unexpectedly for those who treated others gently. The world remembers more than success, more than trophies, more than wealth. It remembers the people who made others believe in themselves. So keep showing up, keep doing your best, keep choosing grace when life becomes a test. The seeds you plant today may bloom in ways you cannot see. Keep your heart kind, keep your dreams alive, keep building every day, one step at a time. And when wonderful things begin to happen, one after another, you'll understand it wasn't luck alone. It was every early morning, every act of patience, every word of kindness, quietly changing the world around you. So keep going, work hard, stay humble, stay kind. Subarashi koto wa kitto yatte kuru. To the ones who never stop believing and never stop caring. Everybody wants the trophy, everybody wants the crown, everybody wants the spotlight when the world is looking down. We measure lives by numbers, by victories and fame, and sometimes we forget why we started this game. I used to chase the finish line, thinking that's where meaning lived, but the years taught me something much bigger than a win. Don't chase the outcome, don't worship success. The real victor is who you're becoming next. Kekka ni kodawaru na, seiko ni kodawaru na, seijou ni kodaware. That's the only thing nobody can take away. Some days I move forward, some days I barely move at all. Some days I feel unstoppable, some days I feel small. But every challenge teaches, every setback leaves a mark. Every struggle builds a version of me, strong enough for what's ahead. The mountain isn't there to prove that I can conquer it. It's there to change me while I climb. One more lesson, one more scar, one more step toward who you are. Don't chase the outcome, don't worship success, because success is temporary. Growth stays with you. That's enough reason to keep moving on. The world may celebrate winners and forget the rest, but life isn't a single moment, it's a process. It's becoming. The strongest trees grow slowly, the deepest rivers carve through stone, and the greatest transformations happen where nobody knows. So when the results don't come as quickly as you hope, keep going. When success feels far away, keep growing, because one day you'll look back and realize the greatest achievement was never the destination, it was the person you became. Kekka ni kodawaru na, seiko ni kodawaru na, seijou ni kodaware, and the rest will take care of itself.
people count the days, some people count the miles, measuring every step they take against somebody else's life. I used to do the same, wondering if I was behind, watching others disappear beyond the edge of my sight. But the years taught me something. The clock is not the enemy. The only thing that matters is knowing why you move. It doesn't matter how long it takes, it doesn't matter how slow the climb. A dream doesn't expire just because it needs more time. 時間なんて関係ない。大切なのは目標を持つこと。As long as I know where I'm going, every step still has meaning. The oak tree doesn't rush the sky, the river doesn't race the sea. Yet somehow both arrive exactly where they're meant to be. So why should I be different? Why should I fear the pace? When every day I'm becoming someone stronger than yesterday. One more sunrise, one more mile, one more reason to believe. The future isn't built in a moment, it's built patiently. It doesn't matter how long it takes, the stars don't hurry through the night. Until they find their place in the heavens every time. 街がなくていい、立ち止まらなければいい Because direction beats speed every single time. One day I look behind me at roads I thought I'd never cross, and realized the distance grew while I was focused on the cause. Not the deadline, not the comparison, not the fear of being late, but the purpose, the reason, the destination. It doesn't matter how long it takes, if the dream is worth pursuing. Keep walking, keep believing, keep growing. 目標がある限り前に進める And someday you'll arrive, not because you were fast, but because you never stop. I spent so many years trying to fit inside a perfect frame, sanding down the edges of me, trying not to look the same. Every flaw became a problem, every difference felt too loud, so I kept hiding pieces of myself to blend into the crowd. みんなと同じになろうとして少しずつ自分を消していた But the more I try to change myself, the less I felt alive. Some things can't be fixed, some things aren't meant to change. 倒そうとしても治らないもの might be your greatest strength. The parts of you that stand out, the parts you try to hide. 個性っていうのはきっと what makes your spirit shine. I've seen people chase perfection until they forgot their name, trying to become somebody else in a never-ending game. But the cracks inside the mirror tell a different kind of truth. Nobody remembers copies, the world remembers you. 不器用なところも全部あなただけの物語。 Every scar and every difference has a place to be, and maybe what you call a weakness is what sets you free. Some things can't be fixed, some things aren't meant to change. 倒そうとしても治らないもの might be your greatest strength. The parts of you that stand out, the parts you try to hide. 個性っていうのはきっと what makes your spirit shine. When the voices all around you say you're not enough somehow, when the world keeps handing you a list of things to change about. 忘れないで The stars don't apologize for shining in their own way. The flowers never worry can't be fixed because they were never broken. 変わらないその部分は a gift already chosen. Every color in your heart, every dream inside your mind 誰かにならなくていい You're one of a kind. The things you try to hide away may become your guiding light. And the parts you called imperfect may be what makes you bright. No 想像しなくていい Just be who you are. 無理に変わらなくていい You've come this far because the things that make you different, the things you can't erase, are the very things that make you impossible to replace.
There were moments I felt trapped, like every door was closed. Every dream I'd been chasing seemed impossible to hold. The road ahead looked broken, the sky refused to clear, and every step I wanted to take was tangled up in fear. 何度も立ち止まりそうで何度も下を向いた But somewhere deep inside my heart a quiet voice remained. As long as you don't give up, there is always a way. 諦めなければ道はある No matter what they say. The mountain may be higher than you've ever seen before. でも進み続ければ You'll find another door. I've seen rivers meet a canyon and carve a path through stone. I've seen seeds beneath the winter find the strength to grow. Nothing living reaches sunlight by quitting in the dark. And every dream that's worth believing starts with a single spark. うまくいかない日々さえ意味のある一歩になる Because every time you keep going when nobody can see, you're becoming someone stronger than you used to be. As long as you don't give up, there is always a way. 諦めなければ道はある No matter what they say. The storm may last for hours, the night may feel too long. でも歩き続ければ You'll find where you belong. When your hope begins to tremble and your confidence grows thin, when the road you've chosen feels like it's impossible to win, 忘れないで The sunrise doesn't happen all at once across the sky. A tiny line of light appears before the darkness dies. And every breakthrough in this world was once a fragile dream, held by someone who refused to quit when things weren't what they seemed. As long as you don't give up, there is always a chance. 諦めないその気持ちが will help your spirit dance. Every failure is a lesson, every setback leaves a clue. その先に待っている景色は belongs to you. The dream The trophies on the shelf, the headlines and the victory, the image of yourself. But I've seen people reach the top and still feel something missing, while others walked a different road without a single regret. So I stopped asking, will I succeed? And started asking, will I be proud I tried? I don't want a perfect ending, I don't need a guarantee win. I just wanna know I gave my heart to the life I chose to live. 成功よりも後悔しないこと That's the promise I make to myself every morning when I begin. Some dreams will work out, some dreams will fall apart. Some roads will lead nowhere, some will change your heart. But failure never scared me, like wondering what could have been. The ghost of an unopened door, the weight of a might have been. One more chance, one more leap, one more promise I will keep. Because I'd rather lose while trying than spend my years standing still. The future is uncertain, the outcome isn't mine. But courage belongs to this moment, and this moment belongs to me. から進むんだ答えがなくても The years move quickly like waves across the sea. And one day all that matters will be the story I live. Not how many times I won, not how many people knew my name, but whether I lived honestly and played the of safety built upon fear and doubt. I want a life of memories that came from finding out what was waiting beyond the risk, what was waiting beyond the fear, what was waiting beyond the version of me that almost stayed behind. 成功よりも挑戦した証を And when the final sunset comes and I look back across the years, I hope I smile and quietly say, I didn't get everything I wanted, but I lived without regret. No, no regrets. That's enough for me. There were nights I wanted silence more than dreams inside my chest. Every road I tried to follow turned into another test. I watched my hope get tired, I watched my courage fade, and I wondered if tomorrow would be worth the price I paid. 何度も諦めそうで立ち止まった日もある But something deep inside me said, not yet, keep going on. One of the most important things is never quitting easily. 簡単に諦めないことができる Who you'll be. Every dream will test your patience, every road will make you fall. それでも進み続ければ You'll rise above it all. I've seen people lose the battle right before the morning came, walking away from all their effort just before the season changed. The flower doesn't bloom in seconds, the river doesn't carve in days, and every fire worth keeping needs time to build its flame. 報われない時間さえ未来を育てている Every small step in the darkness is still taking you somewhere. And every heart that keeps believing finds strength inside despair. One of the most important things is never quitting easily. 簡単に諦めないことが the way to set you free. Every scar becomes a lesson, every failure leaves a light. 苦しくてももう一歩 keep walking through the night. too heavy and your hands are losing grip, when your dream looks far away like a ship you cannot reach. The strongest trees grow slowly through the seasons and the rain. The brightest stars keep burning even when hidden by the haze. Success is often waiting one step beyond your fear, so don't leave your own story before the answer can appear. One of the most important things is never quitting easily. I said I knocked gotta just keep moving steadily. Every day you choose to try, every time you rise again. Akira me nai sono sugata ga turns the loss into a gain. The dream doesn't choose the perfect or the ones who never fall. It chooses those who still continue after losing it all. Kantani, akirame nai de, even when you're tired. Morichido dake susumo, keep alive the fire, because the future often opens for the ones who stay. And every dream worth reaching is waiting past today. I've stood at the edge before, with tired hands and a weary soul, wondering if the dream I carried was worth the wait at all. I've heard that voice inside my head say maybe it's enough, maybe it's time to turn around, maybe this road is too rough, and maybe one day I will stop, maybe one day I'll let it go, but not today. Giving up can't wait, it will always be there tomorrow, it will always be there next year, but refusing to quit, that's something I can only do right now. Akira meるのはいつでもできる、でも諦めないのは今しかできない。 One more step, one more breath, one more reason to believe again. The mountain hasn't moved, the storm still fills the sky, but neither of those things decide whether I continue the climb, because courage isn't certainty, it's moving without knowing, it's carrying hope through the dark and choosing to keep going. The future isn't built by people who never doubted, it's built by people who kept walking anyway. When the road gets stronger, keep moving. When the pain gets stronger, keep moving. Oh, when the outcome disappears, keep moving. That's where the story changes. Giving up can wait, but this moment won't, this chance won't, this heartbeat won't. Imashka naimda. Tomorrow has its own battles, tomorrow has its own fears, but today belongs to me. And today I choose one more try, one more sunrise, one more fight, one more chapter left to write. Maybe I'll fail, maybe I'll fall, but I refuse to quit before I know, because the dream deserves that much, and so do I. Not today, not today, not today. Not today.
The road is longer than I thought. The climb is harder every day. Sometimes a dream feels far away, like it's slowly fading into gray. I've stood there many times before, one step away from turning back. shall leave it at that. But something deep inside me knows the story isn't over yet. Don't quit halfway through, don't leave before you see what all these sleepless nights were trying to make of me. Because sometimes what we lose by walking away too soon is far greater than what we gain. 途中で諦めるな。The pressure may be gone, but so will the chance to discover who you could become. Every struggle has a purpose, every setback leaves a clue. Every difficult moment is shaping something new. The seed breaks through the darkness before it meets the sun. The river carves the canyon one day at a time. Not just the victory, but the person you were becoming. The future is hidden beyond this moment of doubt, and you'll never know what's waiting if you walk out now. So stay when it's difficult, stay when it's uncertain, stay when nobody understands. Because growth is happening even when you cannot see it. One day you'll look back at the place where you almost quit and thank yourself for holding on. 途中で諦めるな。まだ終わっていない。Because the greatest rewards often wait just beyond the point where most people give up. Sometimes I look back at the years, the chances I let slip away, thinking maybe I'm too late now to change the course I've made. The mirror shows a little more time than it did a while ago, and the dreams I kept postponing still whisper soft and low. もう遅いなんて言葉を信じそうになるけれど、 A voice inside keeps telling me something I should know. Today is the youngest you'll ever be, younger than tomorrow's sunrise. 今この瞬間こそが the perfect time to try. Don't wait for another season, don't wait for another sign. 人生はいつだって happening right now in time. I've seen people start at 40, I've seen people start at 65. I've seen broken hearts discover a brand new reason to feel alive. The clock was never really meant to tell us when to dream. It only counts the passing days, not what those days can mean. 昨日を悔やむよりも今日を生きてみよう。 Because every future you've imagined begins with where you are, and every distant destination starts with one small spark. Today is the youngest you'll ever be, younger than tomorrow's sky. 今この一歩こそが the reason dreams survive. Don't waste your life comparing the road you've left behind. 大切なのは年齢じゃない。 It's the fire inside. and regret sits on your shoulder, trying to hold you down. What's the night? The trees don't ask the seasons if they're allowed to grow. The river doesn't question which direction it should flow. And the stars don't wait for permission before they start to shine. Maybe neither should you. Today is the youngest you'll ever be, more than you'll be tomorrow. だから今を抱きしめて Don't drown inside your sorrow. Every dream still in your heart is waiting to be found. 何歳になったどうしても Don't let it back you down. The future doesn't belong to those who started first. It belongs to those who keep moving even when it hurts. 今が一番若いんだ That's the truth of life. 明日より今日の方が若い So don't think twice. And years from now you'll thank yourself for the step you chose to take, because the best time to begin is the moment you awake. I still remember losing badly when I thought I gave my all, watching someone pass me by while I was trying not to fall. Everybody said it's okay, but I didn't feel that way. 胸の奥で燃えていた fire I couldn't throw away. Maybe that bitter feeling was not something to hide. Maybe it was proof my heart still wanted to climb. If you feel frustrated, it means you still care. 悔しいと思えるなら There's greatness waiting there. That pain inside your chest can turn into a flame. It can make you better again and again. I've seen people smile through losing like it didn't mean a thing. But the ones who grow the fastest are the ones still questioning. Why couldn't I go further? Why couldn't I break through? その悔しさの中に stronger version of you. Every tear you try to swallow, every night you can't forget, can become the kind of power you haven't discovered yet. If you feel frustrated, it means you still care. 悔しいと思えるなら There's greatness waiting there. Don't run away from that feeling. Don't bury it in shame. 悔しさは未来を変える If you turn it into flame. When your pride is torn and shaking and your dream feels far away, when someone else is shining in the place you hope to stay. The pain of almost reaching can teach you how to grow. The heart that hates just losing still has somewhere left to go. Not every wound is weakness, not every tear is defeat. Sometimes frustration is the sound of your soul refusing to retreat. If you feel frustrated, it means you still care. 悔しいと思えるなら You can rise from there. Every loss can be a teacher. Every scar can show the way. That fire in your chest tonight can build a better day. So take the pain and use it. Let it sharpen who you are, because the ones who keep were times I couldn't see what was waiting ahead of me. No map, no sign, no certainty, just questions in the dark. The future felt so far away, like a distant light beyond the rain. And every step seemed smaller than the dream inside my heart. But I've learned something through the years. The road appears for those who keep walking. The way unfolds for those who keep believing. If you know your dream, if you know your purpose, hold on to it with all your heart.夢を忘れなければ道はきっと開かれる。Some people wait for perfect answers, some wait for fear to disappear. But nothing changes standing still. The path begins from here. A compass doesn't move your feet, a vision doesn't climb the hill, but purpose gives direction when the world has lost its shape. One more sunrise, one more mile, one more reason to keep the fire alive. The road will open, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but someday. Because determination has a way of turning walls into doors. 信じることをやめるな、進むことをやめるな。 I've seen impossible things happen to ordinary people who simply refuse to let go of what mattered most. Not because they were lucky, not because they were chosen, but because they stayed true to the dream inside. The future belongs to those who keep moving, even when they cannot see the end. The stars don't reveal the whole sky, only the next piece of light. And that's enough. If you know your dream, if you know your purpose, then keep going, keep building, keep believing. あなたが目指すものがあるなら、必ず道は開かれる。One step, one day, one dream at a time.
I used to think that failure meant the end of what I dreamed. One mistake could close the door on everything I'd hoped to be. I stare at all the broken pieces, wonder where I went wrong. And sometimes I would question if I really should go on. 悔しさを抱えながら立ち尽くした夜もある。But every road I've traveled taught me a lesson worth learning. If you fail, then start again. That's how the story grows. やり直せばいいだけさ、more than you know. And if it doesn't work this time, then find another way. 鼓舞を重ねながらday by day. I've seen rivers change direction when rocks stood in their way. I've seen seas break through the concrete just to find the light of day. Nothing in this world keeps growing by succeeding every time. The strongest things are built through failure, one step at a time. うまくいかない経験も未来への材料になる。Every setback holds a lesson if you're willing to look, and every wrong turn in your story can become another route. by day. When you're tired of beginning and you're falling once again, when it feels like all your effort has been washed away by rain, well, student famous because everything worked first. The climber reached the summit because they faced the worst. Success is not perfection, it's refusing to stop. Every failure is a doorway for those willing to knock. If you fail, then start again. Don't be afraid to try. 転んだ数じゃなくて the reason you rise. Every time you start over, you become a little stronger. 何度でも挑戦する人が keeps growing longer. The dream doesn't belong to the fastest or the best. It belongs to the one who keeps going when the world says rest. 失敗したら try again. うまくいかなければ try a different way. そしてまた try again. Because every great story is written by someone who refused to quit. The night was colder than I expected. Silence filled the empty room. I was searching for a reason why some flowers never bloom. Every memory felt heavy, every heartbeat felt the pain. And I wondered if tomorrow would ever shine again. 涙の理由もわからず立ち尽くした夜がある。But somewhere deep inside the darkness, a quiet voice said, carry on. Maybe every tear has meaning, even if I can't see it now. Maybe every broken moment is shaping something somehow. Every sorrow has a meaning, sometimes one we never know. Every wound becomes a story, every storm helps us grow. どんな悲しみだって無駄なものは一つもない。 Just like the sun will bring the morning, hope will always find the light. I've watched people leave forever, I've watched dreams fade into dust. I've held pieces of my heart that time could never fully touch. Still the pain became a teacher, though I didn't understand. And the roads I wished I'd never walked made me who I am. 悲しみは敵じゃなくて未来への贈り物かもしれない。 Though it hurts beyond all reason, it can open hidden skies. Maybe every tear has meaning, even if it's hard to see. Maybe every shattered feeling is leading me to who I'll be. Every sorrow has a meaning, sometimes one we never know. Every wound becomes a story, every storm helps us grow. どんな悲しみだってかけがえのないものだから Just like the sun will bring the morning, hope will always find the light. When the darkness feels endless and the stars refuse to shine, when your heart is tired of fighting and you've almost lost your light, 忘れないで朝は必ずやってくる. The sun is never pain is not the ending. Maybe it's a door to grace. Maybe every tear you're crying will someday find its place. Every sorrow has a meaning, even when it's hard to bear. Every scar becomes a compass leading somewhere through the air. Just like the sun will bring the morning after every longest night. Every sorrow has a meaning, every heartbreak leaves a light. And just like dawn keeps finding earth, hope will always find your light. 涙の先に悲しみの先に Just like the sun will bring the morning, everything will be alright. I've spent so many years pretending everything was going fine, hiding all my imperfections somewhere deep behind a smile, pointing fingers at the distance, blaming fate, blaming time. Anything to avoid the mirror and the truth inside my eyes. 弱さを認めることが負けることだと思ってた But the harder I try to hide it, the heavier it became. The courage to see yourself exactly as you are. ありのままの姿を見つめることが The strongest place to start. Not running from your failures, not hiding from your scars. 本当の強さはきっと accepting who you are. I've met people full of confidence who were scared deep inside, building walls around their hearts with nowhere left to hide. And I've seen quiet souls stand tall, facing every flaw they knew, never claiming to be perfect, but always being true. 自分ごまかさない人は誰よりも強く見える Because honesty with yourself is where real freedom starts. And every step toward the truth brings peace into your heart. The courage to see yourself exactly as you are. ありのままの姿を見つめることが The strongest place to start. Not running from your failures, not hiding from your scars. 本当の強さはきっと accepting who you are. When the mirror feels uncomfortable and the truth is hard to face, when you see your fears reflected in every line and shape, 忘れないで The mountain doesn't hide its cracks, the ocean doesn't hide its waves. The moon still shines beautifully, though it changes every day. You don't have to be flawless to be worthy of the light. You just have to be honest with the person in your sight. The courage to see yourself without excuses or disguise. 弱さも強さも全部 Looking through open eyes. Every flaw becomes a lesson, every scar becomes a guide. ありのままを受け入れた時 You come alive. The strongest people aren't the ones who never fall apart. They're the ones who face themselves and grow from where they are. 目をそらさないで Face the truth. 隠さなくていい Be the real you. Because the first step toward becoming the person you're meant to be is having the courage to truly see.
Some were born with open roads, some began with heavy stones. Some had every chance to run, some had to learn before they could walk. It's easy to believe the starting line decides it all, to think the future's written before the race is called. But I've seen dreamers rise from places no one knew, and I've seen talent disappear without a vision to pursue, because success is not determined by where your journey starts. It's determined by the size of your heart, and how high you aim higher than your fears, aim higher than your doubts. The world may tell you who you are, but you decide who you'll become. どこから始めるかじゃない、どこを目指すかだ。The stars don't ask permission before they light the night, and mountains don't apologize for reaching toward the sky. So why should I dream smaller just because I started low? Why should I lower my vision for people who don't know? One dream, one purpose, one reason to keep climbing. The distance doesn't matter when the direction is right. Aim higher than your comfort, aim higher than the crowd. Every great achievement was once considered far too proud. The future belongs to people who dare to see beyond what others call impossible. 高く持ちを掲げろ Even if the road is long, even if the climb is steep, because a high goal changes the person reaching for it. The journey itself makes you stronger. One day you'll stand somewhere you once thought was out of reach and realize the miracle wasn't where you started. The miracle was how far your vision carried you. Aim higher, dream bigger, keep climbing. どこから来たかじゃない、どこへ行くかだ。And that's where greatness begins. And that's where greatness begins.
There's a wall standing before me, taller than I've ever seen, blocking every path I planned on, standing where my dream had been. For a moment I felt helpless, for a moment I felt small. Wonder why life keeps placing another mountain in it all. 逃げ出したくなる日もある、立ち止まりたくなる夜もある。But a thought keeps coming back to me every single time. Maybe this wall is here for a reason. Maybe it knows I can climb. 壁は誰にでも来るわけじゃない。It comes to those who can rise. 越えられる可能性があるから It's standing in my life. And if there's a wall before me, maybe that's the sign that something greater waits beyond it if I keep trying. I've seen people turn around early, thinking they'd reach the end, never knowing just beyond the struggle was the breakthrough they were sent. Every challenge I've encountered, every obstacle I've faced, looked impossible at first sight until I found a way. 苦しみのその向こうに新しい景色があった。 Every wall I've ever conquered made me stronger than before. And every step beyond my limits opened up another door. Maybe this wall is here for a reason. Maybe it knows I can climb. 壁は誰にでも来るわけじゃない。It comes to those who can rise. 越えられる可能性があるから It's standing in my life. And if there's a wall before me, maybe that's the sign that something greater waits beyond it if I keep trying. When the fear begins to whisper that you're not enough to win, when the road looks far too difficult to even begin, 忘れないで The ocean shapes the shoreline by meeting every stone. The eagle learns to fly higher by facing stronger winds. And every person who inspires us once stood where you stand now, looking at a wall and choosing not to back down. Maybe this wall is not my enemy. Maybe it's my chance to grow. 目の前に壁があるなら there's somewhere new to go. Every struggle hides a lesson. Every challenge hides a light. Just a way to death and disguised as a fight. The bigger the wall before me, the bigger the dream behind. And maybe life keeps testing me because it knows I'll climb. 壁があるなら進もう One more step ahead. 壁があるなら笑おう Don't be filled with dread, because the walls that stand before us are not there to make us fall. They're there to show us how high we can climb after all.
I still remember losing badly when I thought I gave my all, watching someone pass me by while I was trying not to fall. Everybody said it's okay, but I didn't feel that way. 胸の奥で燃えていた fire I couldn't throw away. Maybe that bitter feeling was not something to hide. Maybe it was proof my heart still wanted to climb. If you feel frustrated, it means you still care. 悔しいと思えるなら there's greatness waiting there. That pain inside your chest can turn into a flame. It can make you better again and again. I've seen people smile through losing like it didn't mean a thing. But the ones who grow the fastest are the ones still questioning. Why couldn't I go further? Why couldn't I break through? その悔しさの中に stronger version of you. Every tear you try to swallow, every night you can't forget, can become the kind of power your dream feels far away, when someone else is shining in the place you hope to stay. The pain of almost reaching can teach you how to grow. The heart that hates just losing still has somewhere left to go. Not every wound is weakness, not every tear is defeat. Sometimes frustration is the sound of your soul refusing to retreat. If you feel frustrated, it means you still care. 悔しいと思えるなら You can rise from there. Every loss can be a teacher. Every scar can show the way. That fire in your chest tonight can build a better day. So take the pain and use it. Let it sharpen who you are. Because the ones who keep improving are the ones who carry scars. 悔しさを抱いて Keep moving through the night. 悔しさを燃やして Turn it into light. And someday you'll look back and know that pain was never the end. It was the reason you became stronger than back then.
I thought glory was a finish line, a distant place beyond the climb, a moment when the world would say you finally made it. I chased the sound of applause, the comfort of being seen, believing success would somehow be the brightest thing I never feel. But life had other lessons. There were nights without answers, days heavy with doubt, moments when the future seemed to disappear into the clouds. And there, in the silence, something unexpected happened. The brightest moment of my life wasn't standing in the sun, it was finding the strength to rise when I thought I was done. 絶望の中でもう一度歩き出そうとした時、心は光り始めた。I've learned that hope is not a gift, it's something we decide. A small flame guarded carefully against the darkest night. The world celebrates victory, but victory is only a sign. The real miracle happens long before the finish line. When the broken heart keeps beating, when the tired soul keeps dreaming, when the shaking hands reach forward toward tomorrow. One more breath, one more step, one more reason not to quit yet. That's where greatness begins. Not in glory, but in courage. You say, and our chosen God. 胸の奥から湧き上がるその瞬間こそ美しい。I've seen mountains from the summit and valleys from below, and honestly, the view that changed me most wasn't at the top, it was the moment I chose to keep climbing. The future is born inside difficult places, where disappointment meets determination and fear meets faith. The brightest moment of my life wasn't the day I won, it was the day I realized I still had more to give, more dreams to chase, more roads to walk, more reasons to believe. だから前を向こう、まだ終わりじゃない。 Because sometimes the greatest light appears right in the middle of the darkest night. There's a road beneath your footsteps, no one else can walk but you. Through the noise and expectations, past the things they say are true. Everybody wants an answer, everybody wants a map, but life was never meant to tell you everything before it happens. 見えない未来を恐れて立ち止まりそうになるけど Something in your soul keeps calling. Don't stop now, just go. Maybe this path was made for you, and you alone can see it through. There's a road that only you can walk, a story only you can write. Don't ask where it leads tomorrow, just keep moving through the night. 誰にもわからないからこそその一歩に意味がある The destination doesn't matter as much as having the heart to start. I spent years looking for direction, searching for a perfect sign, waiting for the world to tell me that the stars would all align. But every answer I was chasing only pushed the truth away, because the road reveals its meaning one step at a time each day. 遠回りに見えた道も無駄じゃなかったんだ Every turn and every struggle brought me where I stand. Maybe faith is not in knowing, maybe faith is moving on. There's a road that only you can walk, a story only you can write. Don't ask where it leads tomorrow, just keep moving through the night. 誰にも真似できない夢がある胸の奥で燃えている The destination doesn't matter as much as having the courage to believe. When the darkness wraps around you and the mountains seem too high, when you're tired of pretending and you're running out of light, why still at night? The road chose you to. The fact you're standing here today means there's something left to do. No map, no guarantee, no promise of an easy way, but every step becomes a reason to keep believing anyway. There's a road that only you can walk, a story only you can write. Don't ask where it leads tomorrow, just keep chasing your own light. その道がどこへ続くのか今は知らなくていい Because the beauty of the journey lies inside the mystery. Keep moving when you're frightened, keep moving when you're tired. Every step becomes a spark, every dream becomes a fire. And one day you'll look behind you and finally realize the road was never about the ending, it was about becoming alive. Just keep moving on. Even through the storm, your own road, your own life, and it's waiting just beyond the dawn. There was a voice inside my head telling me to stay where I was, to choose the safe and familiar road and never ask for more. It said, what if you fail? What if you're not enough? What if the dream is bigger than the person you've become? And for a while I listened, but fear has never built a future. Every time you face the fear standing right before your eyes, you gain a little strength, you gain a little light, you gain the kind of confidence that only action can provide. だから挑戦しようできないと思うことに The mountain looks impossible until you take the first step. The ocean seems too wide until you learn to swim. Every person you admire once stood where you stand now, unsure, afraid, wondering how, but they move anyway. One more step, one more try, one more reason not to hide. The fear may never disappear, but you'll become bigger than it. That's how courage grows, not in comfort. becomes experience. Every mistake becomes a guide. Every difficult moment leaves a lesson deep inside. And one day you'll realize the obstacle wasn't the mountain, it was the doubt within. 恐れに向き合う旅、人は強くなる。 So when your heart starts trembling and the road looks far away, don't turn around, walk forward. Because the things that scare you most may hold a life you're meant to find. The future belongs to people who dare to be beginners, who dare to be uncertain, who dare to try. Even when success isn't guaranteed, do what scares you again and again. And one day you'll look back and smile at the person who thought they couldn't do it, but did. But did.
There were nights I felt endless, no stars above, no guiding light. I kept searching through the silence, trying to understand the night. Every dream seemed far away, every answer out of sight. And I wonder why the darkness had to be a part of life. 悲しみばかり見える時は何も信じられなくて But somewhere hidden in the shadows, a lesson waited there. Maybe light was never meant to shine without something to compare. Because of the shadows, the light can truly glow. 影があるからこそ its beauty starts to show. Because of the heartbreak, hope becomes a flame. 絶望があるからこそ hope shines brighter again. I've seen people rise from nothing. I've seen broken hearts survive. I've seen those who lost everything still find a reason to fight. The strongest smiles I've ever seen were born from tears and pain. And the brightest kind of sunlight often follows heavy rain. 苦しみを知った人ほど優しくなれる気がする Because the deepest wounds can teach us how precious healing is. And every storm reminds us how beautiful calm can be. Because of the shadows, the light can truly glow. 影があるからこそ its beauty starts to show. Because of the heartbreak, hope becomes a flame. 絶望があるからこそ hope shines brighter again. Fills your eyes when tomorrow seems impossible and you're tired of asking why 忘れないで The stars don't disappear in darkness, they're only easier to see. And hope is not the absence of pain, it's believing there can be something waiting on the other side of everything you fear. A reason all the shadows came to bring the light more near. Because of the shadows, the light can truly glow. 涙を知ってるから you learn how love can grow. Because of the heartbreak, hope becomes a flame. 絶望があるからこそ the sun rises its name. Every fall reveals a reason, every scar reveals a way, and every darkest chapter makes the next one brighter someday. 影があるから光は
The road ahead looks cold and dark 出口さえ見えなくて But something burning in my heart still tells me not to hide 何度も転んできたけど I always found a way to stand Every scar I carry now has shaped the person that I am Maybe this mountain chose me Because I still can climb きっと越えられる人だけに This challenge comes in life Walls don't come to everyone They come to those who can rise They come to hearts that still have fire burning behind their eyes だから逃げたりしない I won't run away tonight When a wall appears before me I know it's a chance to fly It's not a sign to stop my dream It's proof I'm still alive この壁の向こう側に A better version of me survives I've been broken, I've been beaten, I've been lost 1,000 times Watched my dreams fall through my fingers like shadows in the night But every failure taught me something Every wound became a guide And every road I thought was ending led me to a higher climb まだ見えない未来でも I'll keep moving step by step Because the strongest version of myself might be waiting up ahead Maybe fear is just a doorway Maybe pain can lead the way 苦しみのその先に A brighter day awaits Walls don't come to everyone They come to those who can rise They come to dreamers brave enough to reach beyond the sky だから顔を上げて Keep looking toward the light When a wall appears before me I know it's a chance to grow It's not a sign to stop my dream It's proof I'm meant to try Every wall that's in my way is teaching me to fly 限界なんて誰が決めた Who decides how far I'll go 運命なんて待たない I'll create the road I own The higher the wall before me The higher I will stand And every doubt that tried to break me Only made me who I am No retreat No surrender もう後戻りはしない This wall is not the ending It's where my story begins Walls don't come to everyone They come to those who can rise They come to hearts that never quit No matter how many times 壁があるなら進め Don't be afraid tonight Every challenge is a message Saying your future's in sight 雨が降っても構わない向かい風でもいい Because the walls that stand before me are proof of how far I can go Walls don't come to stop my dream They come to make me strong いつか振り返った時 I'll be proud I carried on 壁は敵じゃない The wall is a chance One more step あと一歩だけ Beyond the wall 未来が待っているI thought the world was against me Every word became a spark Every little wound inside me turned into fire in the dark I held my anger like a weapon Thinking it will make me strong But the tighter that I gripped it The more it dragged me wrong 怒りに任せた言葉は戻せない傷になる And every flame I threw at others burned my own heart too Maybe the real enemy was never them but me Anger is the enemy Don't let it take control 怒りを敵と思え Before it steals instead of pride. I've seen people lose their kindness just to prove that they were right. Win the argument in silence but lose someone overnight. The loudest hearts aren't always brave, the sharpest words don't heal. Sometimes strength is stepping back before you say what you feel. 悔しさも痛みも抱えていいけれど Don't let the storm inside your chest decide where you should go. Because anger loves destruction, but wisdom learns to grow. Anger is the enemy, don't let it take control. 怒りを敵と思え before it steals your soul. It doesn't make you stronger, it only blinds your eyes. 本当に強い人は choose peace instead of pride. When the blood is running harder and your hands begin to shake, when your pride is screaming louder than the truth you need to face. 忘れないで Fire can't warm the winter or burn the whole house down. The same heart that wants revenge can choose to turn around. No shame in feeling anger, no shame in feeling pain, but don't let it become your master, don't let it wear your name. Anger is the enemy, but you can rise above. 怒りのまれずに choose courage, choose love. Every breath before reaction can change the road ahead. 言葉にするその前に let your heart reset. The strongest soul is not the one who never feels the flame. It's the one who walks away before becoming what it hates. 怒りを敵と思え and guard your heart tonight. 怒りを越えた先に you'll find a brighter light. Because peace is not weakness, and silence isn't defeat. Sometimes the greatest victory is staying gentle when you're hurt. I stood at the bottom, looking up at the sky, searching for the ending before I even tried. I wanted every answer, I wanted every sign, I wanted certainty before I crossed the line. But life doesn't work that way. The road unfolds while walking, the stars appear at night, and sometimes faith begins before you see the light. Take the first stare, even if you can't see the top, even if the clouds hide everything and the questions never stop. 最初の一歩を踏み出そうそれだけでいい Because every great journey begins before the ending is known. The mountain never explains itself, the ocean never shows its end, yet people cross them every day by trusting the next step ahead. One small movement, one act of courage, one decision to begin. That's how futures are created, not by knowing but by believing. Take the first stare, don't wait for perfect sight. The path reveals itself to those who start the climb. 階段のすべては見えなくてもいい。今見える一段を登ればいい。I've learned that fear grows louder when we're standing still, but it slowly loses power when we move against its will. The dream may be far away, the summit out of view, but every step carries you closer than staying where you are. at the start. Take the first stare, trust the next one, and then the next. 今日見出せ Tomorrow will meet you halfway there, and one day you'll turn around and realize the impossible journey began with a single step. For a long time I stood still, looking down an endless road, waiting for the perfect moment, waiting until I knew. But the future stayed silent, the answers never came, and every dream I carried still whispered my name. Then I realized something simple: you don't need to see the whole journey to begin. You only need the courage for the first step. Start walking toward what you want, even if the distance seems too far, even if the first step feels small and hardly matters at all. 自分の望む方向へ歩き始めよう Because every great road once began with a single step. The river starts as a trickle, the oak begins as a seed. Every mountain ever climbed started with a decision to leave. No one begins as a master, no one starts at the top. The people we admire most were once afraid to start. One more breath, one more chance, one small movement forward. That's how change begins. Not with certainty, but with action. The first step may seem tiny, the world may hardly notice, but every future version of you will remember it. 小さな一歩でもいい、その一歩が大切なんだ。The road appears beneath your feet. Not before you move, the answers come while walking, not while standing still. So don't wait for perfection, don't wait until you're sure. Just begin and let the journey teach you more. One day you'll look behind at the miles you've crossed and smile at the moment you almost stayed where you were. Because the greatest distance was never the road ahead, it was the space between fear and action. Start walking toward what you want. 今日がその日だ And let the story begin. What is success anyway? Is it a number on a page, a house upon a hill? A name that everybody knows long after you stood still. Is it applause from strangers or trophies made of gold? Is it reaching every goal before you're growing old? I've spent years asking questions about what matters in the end, and the answer keeps returning again and again. Maybe success is simpler than we've been told. What if success is not the prize, but the courage to pursue? What if it's measured by the fight and not the final view? 夢に向かってどれだけ挑んだか、どれだけ努力したか、そこに答えがある。I've seen people reach the summit, yet still feel incomplete. And I've seen dreamers with nothing walk proudly on their feet, because they gave their hearts completely to something they believed. And even when they stumble, they refuse to leave. One more sunrise, one more chance, one more step into the unknown. That's where the story lives, not in the outcome, but in the journey. The world celebrates winners, but life is more than winning. It's waking up each morning and choosing to keep beginning. 成功とは何だろう、それはきっと諦めなかった日々。Every sacrifice, every lesson, every mile you walked alone, every time you stood back up and carried on. Those moments matter more than the headlines ever will. When the years have all gone by and the race is finally done, I don't wanna ask, did I win? I wanna ask, did I give everything I had? Because a dream pursued with courage is never truly lost, and a life lived with purpose is never lived in vain. 夢を追いかけた証が人生の価値になる。So maybe success is this, to believe, to try, to grow, to keep going, and to leave this world knowing you gave your dream everything you had. Sometimes I make life complicated, trying to solve it all at once, searching for answers in the distance while forgetting where I am. I spend hours chasing worries that may never even come, building storms inside my mind before the clouds have even formed. 考えすぎてしまうたび、心は少し重くなる。But life keeps whispering softly, maybe it's not that hard. Don't make life more complicated than it has to be. 暗かったら窓を開けて let the light come in and see. You don't have to know the future, you don't need a perfect plan. Sometimes all it takes is opening your heart again. I've seen people trapped in questions that nobody could explain, trying to control tomorrow while losing sight of today. But the sky doesn't ask permission to change from gray to blue, and the sun doesn't worry if the morning will come through. 小さな一歩を踏み出せば景色は少し変わるから The road becomes much clearer once you start to move, and hope tends to find you when you let it come to you. Don't make life more complicated than it has to be. 暗かったら窓を開けて let the light come in and breathe. Every problem isn't forever, every night will fade away. Sometimes all you need is sunlight to find your way. When your heart feels crowded with 1,000 different fears, when your thoughts keep running circles and everything seems unclear, 忘れないで A room can feel like darkness when every curtain's closed, but one small crack of sunlight can change the way it looks. The answer isn't always bigger, the answer isn't far. Sometimes it's right beside you, waiting where you are. Don't make life more complicated than it has to be. 悩みすぎるその前に take it easy, let it be. You don't have to carry everything, you don't have to understand it all. Just open up
way 暗かったら窓を開けよう Let the morning in 迷ったら空を見よう And begin again Because life was never meant to be solved like a puzzle It's meant to be lived one bright moment at a time
I always try to trust the people who walk beside me through the rain, holding on to words of comfort when I could barely face the pain. Some stayed true and some kept leaving, some became a memory. But every road I traveled taught me what I really need to see. 人を信じることは大切だ、それが心を強くする。But there's a voice inside my chest I can no longer ignore. Maybe the one I should trust the most has been here all along. Believe in people if you can, but believe in yourself much more. 誰かの言葉よりも Listen to your inner core. When the whole world starts doubting and every door is closed, 自分だけは諦めるな You're stronger than you know. Trust the hands that help you rise. Trust the love that finds your soul. Believe in yourself 100 times more than anyone else in this world. I spent years searching for approval, trying hard to fit the mold, living by expectations that were never mine to hold. Every time I lost myself trying to be someone new, I drifted farther from the person who already knew the truth. 遠回りした日々も今なら意味がわかる The answers I was looking for were never far away. They were waiting in the mirror every single day. Believe in people if you can, but believe in yourself much more. 誰かの答えじゃなく Find the courage to explore. When your dreams feel impossible and fear is at your door, 自分だけは信じ抜け That's what your heart is for. Trust the friends who stand beside you. Trust the ones who wish you well. Believe in yourself 100 times more than the stories others tell. When the night becomes a burden and your strength begins to fade, when the road ahead is hidden and you're terrified to change, what's to and I there? The greatest battles aren't outside, they're fought within your mind. And the moment you believe in yourself, you leave your fears behind. No permission, no approval, no waiting for a sign. The power you've been searching for has been yours the whole time. Believe in people if you can, but believe in yourself much more. 胸の奥にある光を Never ignore. Every mountain can be climbed, every storm can be survived. 自分を信じたその瞬間から Your dream comes alive. Trust the kindness of the world, trust the beauty you can find. But believe in yourself 100 times more, and you'll leave your doubts behind. 人を信じよう、それも大切だから。だけど何よりも Believe in yourself 100 times more.
I used to wait for someone to show me where to go, looking for a helping hand whenever I felt lost, hoping someone had the answers, hoping someone knew the way. But life kept teaching me a lesson more clearly every day. 誰かが帰ってくれると思っていた頃もある。 But the future never moves itself, it waits for me to start. It's up to me to take the next step forward. 先のことは誰じゃなく I have to face it on my own. No one can live my life for me, no one can walk my road. だから今日生きるんだ before it's gone. I've learned the world keeps turning whether I am ready or not. Dreams don't grow from wishing, they grow from what I've got. Every choice becomes a pathway, every action leaves a mark, and every morning brings a chance to light another spark. 言い訳を探すよりも一歩踏み出したい Because even the smallest movement can change a life, and every great beginning starts from one decision. It's up to me to take the next step forward. 未来は待っているだけじゃ never become my own. No one can fight my battles, no one can carry my soul. だから今日生きるんだ with all I've got. When the road becomes uncertain and the fear begins to grow, when you're tired of pretending that you already know, why shouldn't I dare? The bird must leave the branch someday to discover it can fly. The seed must break apart below before it reaches the sky. Nobody can do that for it, nobody can take its place. Some journeys only start when we choose to face them. It's up to me to take responsibility. 誰かを待ち続けても nothing changes endlessly. The future belongs to people who move despite the fear. 自分で扉を開けば the way becomes more clear. Every dream begins with action, every hope begins with trust, and the strongest kind of freedom is believing in yourself enough. 誰も代わりにはなれない This life is mine. 誰も歩いてはくれない This road is mine. So I'll keep moving forward, one day at a time, because the person who can change my life has been here all along.
I spent so many years comparing my life to someone else's dream, looking at their destination, forgetting what my own could mean. Every victory felt smaller, every step felt out of place when I measure my own journey by somebody else's pace. 誰かと比べるたびに心は少し疲れてた But then I learned a different truth that changed the way I see. Being better than someone else isn't what life is for. 他人よりそれたいても that doesn't mean much anymore. The real challenge is becoming a better version of yourself. 昨日の自分を超えることが more than anything else. I've seen people win the race and still feel empty deep inside, always searching for another person they needed to outrun. And I've seen quiet souls grow stronger without needing any applause, finding peace within themselves instead of chasing loss. 人それぞれ違う道をそれぞれの速さで進む。 The flower doesn't compete with the stars above the sky. They simply become what they were made to be, and that's enough in life. Being better than someone else isn't what life is for. 他人よりそれていても that doesn't mean much anymore. The real challenge is becoming a better version of yourself. 昨日の自分を超えることが worth more than anything else. When the world keeps telling you to compare and keep the score, when success begins to look like being more than someone before, 忘れないで The mountain never asks the river which one is standing tall. The moon never competes with sunlight, yet they both shine for us all. Your value isn't measured by somebody else's place. It's found in how you keep growing at your own pace. Being better than someone else won't bring lasting peace. 誰かに勝つことよりも growing never ceases. Every lesson that you learn, every fear you leave behind, 少しずつ前に進むことが the victory you'll find. The strongest people aren't the ones who stand above the crowd. They're the ones who keep improving without needing to be loud. 比べなくていい, just move ahead. 焦らなくていい, walk your path instead. Because the person you should challenge every morning when you rise is the one you were yesterday. Looking through your eyes,